Ready for the bombshell that will rewrite 100 years of the Bears? This is not a drill. Arlington Heights is back with a vengeance. A mutant prospect shakes up the draft, and an NFL veto threatens to tear IT all down. The top management hid key data about the new stadium. Betrayal of Holler's legacy? Meanwhile, the defensive brain trust is bleeding out. They just signed an all-pro who came begging. And his former team is celebrating his departure. But WAIT. The new HC has a plan that will make the fans boil. Break. The physical prototype for an OL that not even his mom believes in. If he fails, we sink for 5 years. And the commissioner? He smiles while Chicago burns. Click, subscribe, and don't breathe. This gets worse. Is the future of the Chicago Bears about to change forever? I think so. The organization just dropped a bombshell that no one saw coming. The return of Arlington Heights as a serious option for the new stadium. Remember when we all thought the lakefront plan was final? I ask you, what were they thinking? Kevin Warren, president and CEO of the Bears, dropped this surprise at the NFL annual meeting in Palm Beach. The focus now is both downtown and Arlington Heights, Warren said. What fascinates me is how the narrative has changed in just 1 year. In 2021, the Bears bought that 326-acre plot in Arlington Heights that seemed destined for a multi-million-dollar project with a stadium, restaurants, shops, and real estate developments. But in 2023, everything changed when negotiations over property taxes stalled. The team even said those plans were at risk. I tell you this. The decision they make will define this franchise for decades. It's not just a stadium, it's the future. DNA of the Chicago Bears, and Warren knows it perfectly well. Arlington Heights is absolutely a fantastic site, Warren emphasized. I thank George and his family for having the foresight. What I find revealing is how he described the place. You can see downtown from there. It has the Salt Creek running through the middle. It's divided almost equally from an extension point of view. And you think about the metro locations. It has a site in Arlington Park. You know what I see here? An organization finally playing chess instead of checkers. They're exploring all options, keeping multiple doors open. And that's exactly what they need to do. A crucial detail, the Arlington Heights Board of Trustees voted unanimously in December to set the annual property tax for the potential stadium site at $3.6 million. This progress in tax negotiations could be the catalyst they needed. An NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell, seems perfectly comfortable with the length of this saga. It's not unusual for it to be a 2-year discussion, Goodell said. They started very early. Their lease doesn't expire until after the 2033 season. I ask you, would you prefer an iconic stadium by Lake Michigan or a complete complex in Arlington Heights? Because this decision will shape the identity of our franchise for generations. Speaking of decisions that will define the future of the Bears, our new head coach Ben Johnson seems to have his eyes set on a controversial talent for the next draft. According to NFL insider Phil Yates of ESPN, Johnson would love nothing more than to secure the talents of LSU offensive lineman Will Campbell. I think this move will be bold, considering the concerns about Campbell. With just 32 5/8 inches of arm length, many experts question if he can be effective in the NFL. But Yates is adamant. I am quite optimistic about Campbell as a prospect. Despite concerns about his arm length, I rank him 5th on my board. And in this scenario, I'm not super focused on whether he would ultimately play as a tackle or move inside to guard. What fascinates me is how Johnson could revolutionize our offensive line. New coach Ben Johnson would love a player like Campbell, whose elite footwork and pass protection skills fit perfectly into his system. Yates added, but will it be enough? I ask you, are we willing to use such a high pick on a player with these physical question marks? Campbell managed to alleviate some concerns at LSU's Pro Day when he measured 33 inches. Although historically small, it's on par with other NFL players. This could give the Bears and Johnson the necessary confidence. What is clear is that the Bears will probably have to choose between Campbell and Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty, who is expected to be in the mix because he meets a need. In our ground game, I'll tell you this, Campbell is not just any prospect. He was All-American in his 3 seasons at LSU. The Bears are desperate to improve their offensive line, and despite concerns about his arm length, Campbell provides the necessary skill set for that role. What do you think? Should we take a chance on Campbell or play it safe with Jeanty? I believe we need bravery at this crucial moment for the franchise. And while we contemplate the future of our offensive line, the Bears have just bolstered their defense with a formidable veteran. Grady Jarrett, the All-Pro who spent his entire career with the Atlanta Falcons, will now wear blue and orange after signing a 3-year, $43.5 million contract. And it's not just me who thinks it's a spectacular signing. Raheem Morris, the new head coach of the Falcons, is devastated by losing him. That was one of the toughest decisions that happened during the offseason, Morris said. We just couldn't reach an agreement, and that was very difficult. Do you know why this is so significant? Morris was the assistant head coach of the Falcons when Jarrett was drafted. He has seen the entire trajectory of the defensive tackle, and now he has to see him go. I'll tell you this, we're talking about an exceptional player. After being used as a backup in his rookie year, Jarrett made the jump to full-time starter in 2016. From there, he appeared in 152 games for the franchise, starting 137. The defensive tackle amassed 496 tackles, 126 quarterback hits, and 36.5 sacks. Jarrett was named to the Pro Bowl in both 2019 and 20-20. What impresses me most is his performance in the 2017 Super Bowl. Although the Falcons infamously lost, Jarrett set a Super Bowl record with 3 sacks. A true warrior when he was needed most. Additionally, the defensive tackle was nominated several times for the Walter Payton Man of the Year award during his time with the Falcons. He became a true leader on the team and led by example. But let's be realistic. There are also reasons for concern. At almost 32 years old and entering his 11th season, Jarrett will have to prove his worth in Chicago. He was able to start all 17 games in 2024, which was a good sign after his 2023 season was cut short by an ACL tear. However, his impact was not as fierce as the Falcons had hoped, with 53 tackles, 12 quarterback hits, and 2.5 sacks. The defensive tackle received a mediocre grade of 62.1 from Pro Football Focus, ranking 71st out of 219 defensive linemen. Is it worth the risk? I absolutely think so. Jarrett will be key to plugging holes in the middle of the line, stopping our run defense that has been like a leaky faucet. Plus, he will play a crucial role in helping Montez Sweat and Dale Odeimbo get to the quarterback. If offensive linemen have to focus on the interior, there will be a clearer path to the outside. I ask you, isn't this exactly the type of veteran we need to solidify our defense? Jarrett brings experience, leadership, and a renewed hunger in a new environment. Now, 2 years after his injury, playing in a completely new city, all eyes will be on him. And you know what? I bet he will surprise us all. Which of these 3 bombs will have the biggest impact on the future of the Bears? A new stadium that redefines the franchise, a controversial prospect that could transform our offensive line, or an all-pro veteran coming to bolster our defense? I need you to tell me in the comments. Bears family. This channel is about analyzing every detail that affects our team. If you value this in-depth analysis and want to keep receiving exclusive information about the Chicago Bears, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any content. Remember that together we form the best community of NFL fans. Your opinions are essential to enrich these conversations. See you in the next video. To keep roaring with the Bears.